right. Welcome back and sorry about the last streaming. Had some issues. I hope it's all gonna be fixed. So here it is, the second part again, but this time complete. I hope you enjoy it.
Reason for this is to being able to select them all and change the direction. Is that so here? This is what I found out, like personally, it's not that I found this in any tutorial, so this is useful. What I found is that for this editor, for me, I don't know if that's set as default, but for me, it placed automatically 5 seconds. But I don't want 5 seconds for each frame. What I do, what I as I told you, what I want is at least, let's say, from 6 to 7, 8, or something, but each second. So how I do that, I just made some calculations and stuff, and I actually realized that the minimum it allows you to do this editor, the minimum time is, I don't know what that means, but at the end is less than a second. And less than a second, this is the minimum time it allows you. Actually, you can play something like 10, let's say, and it's gonna go straight to half. So you can do this one like 33, but I found out that 66, I mean, the next one, the next option available is just enough. You can go for this, but it's gonna be a little bit quicker, and maybe you're gonna need more frames for each second. But this is just enough. 66, I do that, but you're gonna have to experiment depending on the let's say the animation that your guy does, that the guy you're gonna hire for making the frames is gonna do, then you're gonna have to try out. That's quite easy. You just go here, select them all, and you could go for, I would, and I've been doing this, it's just 66. That's what I stick to. If I have to change it anytime, I'm gonna do it. But so far, that has been working for me. So if by any chance your editor gives you something like doesn't look so good and it's too, let's say, slow with this speed or this time, this duration, you can go here and make it 33, which is, I think, is the smallest or the quickest. Yeah, it doesn't go lower than that. It's 33, which means a third of a second, right?
Hmm.
What I do is two-thirds basically. So I go for it. I click on this, the check, and then don't forget this, remove the background. You do opacity 0%. You remove the background when with everything selected and apply it. What's gonna happen? Promptly nothing, but no, a lot happened here because you placed a lot of pictures there that with small duration. So as you can see, there's, if I can go manually, I'm gonna go with the arrows, with the right arrow. I just place the cursor here, and I'm gonna just click on and use the right arrow to go through this. So watch the character, what happens? It looks like it's moving,
Hmm.
but of course it goes to my speed. If I do this, like I'm gonna place this one here, and I go to what it would look like when I process this, I use this play. I don't use it so often because it takes some time. It's gonna make you waste some time every time if you're gonna do that. But at the end, if you wanna know the final look, you're gonna have to use this. So let's do that. Let's see how it goes after rendering, right? Let's do it. it's gonna be what, 1 second, right? But you saw that
Mm-hmm.
it looks like it's moving. So what I do, depending on the reaction, on the movement, on the stuff, maybe some movements are gonna need you to remove some frames, maybe, but this works just fine. If you wanna make it longer, you just select them all, copy, paste. Just Control C, Control V. It's what I just did now. What I do is then move to the end of this one, move the all these are selected. I just move the whole thing at the end, and then I just move them because they are all selected. They're gonna move like in block. Then what I do, because I want it to be longer, I'm gonna select them all again. Just Control C, Control V. It might take some time, but you're gonna see the result is gonna be a longer movement. All depends on what you want, on the thing that you're playing, on how long you want it to be, and then you're gonna see it's gonna be easier after this. But I just don't want to use something that's gonna last like a second or so. I prefer to do it at least 2 or 3 seconds for every movement to make it a little bit more, you know, nimble or something like that, a little bit more quicker. So again, here, now that I have all the frames put together, one after each other, and the whole movement, I am gonna check this, how it goes manually. Then we can do it like with the automatic. Now you can see it lasts a bit longer, and then you can see the guy moving, right?
Yes.
So this is all right. Um, one more thing I forgot to tell you is because I don't really know how this editor works, and it's sometimes really friendly, sometimes it's not really. So when I want to flip this, if I do what I would like logically do, is selecting all of them, and actually I do this all the time. I just sprite them. Did you see how to do that? Just
Yes.
selecting everything, right click, sprite. And just to make it like a one single element, and it's easy to handle other than all the frames and stuff. So if I go here, I go right click, move cursor to begin, I play it to see how it would look like at the end if I process this just straight. Look at that. So it's moving. It's kind of a simple thing, yeah, but using some expressions and some stuff put together, it's gonna make it. So what I'm gonna do is placing this anywhere I want. Of course, normally I do from the beginning to the end because I want the character to be all the time there and moving and stuff. What's gonna happen? This is gonna happen. So I usually do this, and what to resize it, I do the sprite. Don't forget to do the sprite because it's gonna treat it. It's gonna do it like one single element, and you're not gonna have to do it every frame. It's gonna be infinite work. So just the sprite, the whole thing, and then select it, and then you can resize.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what I wanted to tell you is like of a tricky thing because I can place it here because the guy that did this make them all on the right side, and
Yeah.
that's not really a problem because you can flip it.
Mm-hmm.
What I found it's being kind of annoying and it's being like a tricky thing is that I don't use them all on the right side. So to flip them, I would go to the sprite. I would go to video, transform, flip, because there's an option here. So the problem here is that when I select this thing for the whole time duration and I flip it, it doesn't happen. And that is really annoying. You see?
Mm-hmm.
That is really annoying. So how I fixed it? It takes some time, but that's why I have like a pre-made thing, and it takes some time. But I have my templates. What I do before I do the whole thing I did before, and that's why I tell you I forgot that in the beginning to tell you the beginning. The first thing you have to do is deciding in which side you're gonna place your character. So as it is a small thing, I'm just going to let's see, let's see, let's do as we would just find out that we can flip it. What I would do, I would keep this. I would keep this. Just give me a second, please. Sorry about that. So I would keep this just to have it there. Then I would go, let's do the whole thing again. And you're going to see that I was taking my time explaining and stuff, but what in real time would take is just like this. So there, here, I have my templates. I select them all, copy, paste. The message pops up. I open Wizard. I select them all. I go for 66. I check. I remove the background. I go apply. It is pasted. And then when I have this, I know it's not so few, it's not that much, but what I do is, what was that? It is 16 items, right? So I go for the first one and I flip it. I know it takes time. It can kind of could get annoying, but it's the only way I found out so far. I'm gonna look for it in any tutorial if there's any way to do it like in math, but so far I have found this. So what I do is for each frame, I do the whole time duration, the transformation, the flip horizontal. And if you want to know this, here there is an option to flip it vertical, and both if you want to know. But this time I'm gonna use just the horizontal thing. And one trick I found is you don't have to do the whole process because it's going to take ages, like going for every picture, going to here, select the transform, select the flip, select the whole band duration and stuff. It's going to take some time, right? What I found as a trick is just going into the first. I'm going to zoom it. I'm just zooming it. I'm going to go to the first frame, select this one, which is the effect, copy, just Control C, or this one, copy, and go for the next frame. Then next frame, paste, right? Next frame, paste. It's kind of annoying because I have this whole thing and every time it zooms out and I don't like it. But yeah, usually you shouldn't do that. So I have to zoom it every time. Usually it doesn't happen. So I already pasted this. Then I go for the next one and paste it. As you can see, it flips, right?
Yes.
So This is kind of annoying, but as I told you, is every movement shouldn't be so many frames, so it's kind of doable. It's not like you're gonna have 1,000 frames. That's gonna be impossible. I wouldn't do that. But as this is just a show thing, I would do this way. Let me put this stuff here because I'm getting really pissed on having to zoom every time. And then I'm gonna show you what's this, because you could be wondering what's that. So I got lost here. I already did this one. This one. The good thing is that every time you select one, it keeps selected, so you don't get lost so much.
Okay, I'm gonna pause this for a bit because actually to fix that zooming problem, the easy solution I would guess, and I would say, which I do, is actually making everything, all those frames, sprite them, just make them sprite, and then the zooming problem is gonna be minimized. It's just those frames that are gonna appear there, and then you're gonna just have to select one by one still, but the zooming problem is gonna be gone. So let's keep going.
Sorry about that, but to rearrange everything and I get lost. So back on track. So we'll keep what I'm doing is just selecting the next one. It shouldn't take so long because every time you don't have to zoom it. I'm just doing this for you to see it. But the flipping thing, yeah, it's one by one. Mm, it's kind of not the most practical thing, but with this editor, just like that. Maybe maybe anytime soon I'm gonna jump to what was that? Adobe, I guess, Pro, or maybe Filmora. I don't know. Maybe something like that. Maybe I'm gonna find out the time to do that. But then when you're done with all the frames, the 16 frames or so, I have some movements that take just 6 frames. It's kind of easier and quicker. But in this time, everything is flipped. It's all right. So let's do the same thing again, like selecting everything, copy, paste. I'm gonna do straight what I usually do for you to take a look of having some what experience practice or whatever you can do. It's not a big thing, but you're gonna just get used to it. Actually, the motivation to do all this is what I told you is like by doing this, you're saving not only 45 to $50 for one video, but for all the videos you want to use this for. So it's kind of a bunch of money, right? Because I've done kind of what 20 videos maybe. I lost count, but just multiply that by 45, and that's what I've saved. So it's a lot. So again,
Once again, I'm pausing. Just a bit of a disclaimer here. I'm talking about values and prices and stuff. I don't intend in any way to take maybe some work or anything from anyone. It's just a way that has worked for me. I've been doing some improvements, and that's gonna come with some time. So I'm gonna post it and I'm gonna share it. some other ways, some other even software. But here right now, I'm just giving an option that has been working for me. Has been working well. So yeah, that's my point here. So enough disclaimer. I wish I'm not gonna stop this anymore or so often. Sorry about that. Keep enjoying.
I just copy pasted the whole what's that? The whole reaction, the whole movement, just the sequence. I pasted it 3 times. That's kind of enough. So I select everything. I sprite everything. Just give me a second, please. Sorry, have to answer something and not to get interrupted. All right. So, yeah, I just sprite the whole thing, just select everything, right click, sprite, and then I have two movements, right? I mean, this is kind of useless this time because it's the right thing, but now we have the whole thing from the left, right?
Yes.
So that's usable now. So I'm gonna place this here. So we just place that here and we want to resize it. So it's it just wow how we did that before. There it is. You select the sprite, you take this from the corner. You can actually trim it, but I wouldn't recommend that because knowing this editor is gonna have to be frame by frame and you don't want to do that. So just take the whole thing, resize it as you wish, as whatever you want it to look like. If you want a giant one, you can go for it. If you wanted something a little more discreet or maybe not too small, you just tell me how it is okay for you.
Yeah, that's good.
Is it? No?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, I can leave it like that. And sometimes, and I usually do, is placing it a little bit over it just to make it look like you actually did it, right? If you put it here, sometimes it looks like really off. So I usually do this, like make it just the corner, not to interrupt anything here, but to make it look like one single thing, right? And then you can actually move this one and place it here, for example. I'm going to remove the moving. If you want to keep it, you can keep it, but I don't use it. So just not to make it get in the way, right? So what I do is replacing this because it's not gonna move so much, so it won't overlap. So I'm just placing it here. So far so good. Are we okay?
Yes, we're good.
All right. So as you can see, this kind of good quality, right? I mean, it looks good. And as you can keep it like in good resolution, and for the guy you want to hire for this, you tell him to make it really look good, like high quality. It's like not so hard, but you're gonna keep the quality of your videos as well. And what's gonna happen here is just like this. If you see something like this and you don't like it, you can always move it.
Okay, one more quick explanation on how the quality is kept is because you're working on vectorial elements, and that's something advisable that you make your characters on Illustrator or maybe Adobe, anything you feel comfortable with, any vectorial software. It's gonna help you to keep the quality, and even if you scale up or down the size or any property of your elements, that's gonna keep the quality, right? So if you use something like I don't know, After Effects, I don't know which software that you want to use that works with pixels, that's gonna be a different thing, right? So you're gonna have to work on directly the scale or the size you want it to be at the end. If you scale it up or down, that's gonna have an effect on the quality, right? So keep that in mind. That's just something I wanted to add here.
As long as you're conscious, it's going to be static. Or you can do the moving thing if you have the time and you have the will to put all the work in. And yeah, you can move the bubbles as with the characters. So that's going to take some time, but yeah, it could worth it. Depends on you. Yeah. So this is what happens, and the clip keeps going. If you want to make it longer, you don't have to do the whole process again. You just select the sprite, copy, paste, and then you just put it here, like attached. And then you're gonna have a reaction lasting for longer, as you can see. So you can do the same thing for everything. And I just prepared this because it doesn't take so much time as you saw. Uh,
So alright, I'm gonna pass these because it's gonna go into a different part ahead. So I'm gonna split this because it was mainly referred to flipping the characters, to placing them, sizing them, and making an smooth reaction or movement with a few frames, right? This is not going into the details of a classic animation or a traditional animation frame by frame, but it has some parts of it. So it still takes some time, some work, but I wish I have given you the some tools to make it maybe quicker, cheaper, funnier, or any sort of a value. So I hope this helps. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you're gonna enjoy more of this content. I have some more stuff, and there's gonna be a lot more. Thanks for watching. Again, sorry for the last streaming. I had a lot of technical issues. I hope it got fixed, and it won't happen again in the future. So let me know any comment, any question, any suggestion. I'm also gonna be doing some content in Spanish, which is the language I feel more comfortable with, and I guess I'm gonna give you more value with that. But still, if you enjoy this and if you want more content in English, just let me know. So again, thanks. Don't forget to subscribe, to like it, to comment it, to dislike it if you hated it. So I hope not. Thanks a lot.